Hello. So last time we finished taking all the strips out of the console, and now it's time to put that part of the console away. Let's start off with cutting wood, and then we'll have a jig. And so there we go, we've got a jig. Now this is made to fit each of the console strips inside. This is going to make it super easy actually tearing down the strips and removing all the bolts. And as you can see, there are a lot of strips to do. So let's kick off. So this is a tool I made out of an old screwdriver. You can see it's got a slot in it which helps actually remove the tops of the screws that hold the EQ knobs in. So now that we've got those off, there's a lot of hex nuts that need to be removed. This will start freeing up pretty much all the internal components so they can be removed totally from the fascia. Now there's still some screws that are holding various parts in, so this one here holds the main switching on the VCA or the fader. Once they're removed, then the screws on each side that hold in pretty much the whole module. I think it was about here that it dawned on me there was still 19 more of these to do, and each one probably took an hour to tear down, to clean, then to put back together. So I'm starting at this point to really realise how much work is going to be just getting these strips clean. And at this point I'm pretty much just going to clean them and reassemble. I'm not even going to troubleshoot them yet. So you can see here how actually corroded on some of these connectors are. I'll have to clean those. I'll do those a little bit later. But you see, I get the modules free and then on to the next part. So I purposely left some of the screws in just finger tight, so as I'm turning the strips around I can slowly remove the pieces I need to without them falling out or getting damaged. So just about there, and there we go, finally free. There's still a few boards that need to be taken off here, so I'm taking off the EQ board here. There's also the preamp on the far right, and here you can see how seriously filthy these strips are. I mean, they are seriously disgusting. So finally at the sink, finally time to get one of these clean. So it's just standard soapy water. Actually, I'm a bit wrong there. It's soapy water, but using that car shampoo that you can buy. I decided on using that just due to the fact that I didn't want it to lift any of the glues that are holding on some of the labels, and I definitely didn't want to damage the screen printing. So now let's take a look at one of the faders. You can see once again exactly how much filth, dirt, oil, everything else is caked into this console. So these faders are designed to be very easily maintained. Basically all you have to do is remove a few screws on each end, then the whole thing will come apart. The main strip, so the carbonized strip that sends the signal of how much or how little volume we're going to get out of this fader, that's designed just to be washed underwater. Once again, some of these screws are a little hard to get out. They haven't been moved for quite a long time. So you can see the way the fader is constructed here. 2 edge pieces, then the shield that stops any dirt and debris going down inside the fader. Now that's really important because that means all the faders are still going to be in decent condition inside. Little rubbers on each end to give you that smooth feel when you fade right down. A rod that pretty much ensures that it tracks very linearly when you move the fader up and down, and of course the delicate wiper mechanism. So I'm taking that out really cautiously. Once these are damaged, they're really hard to find these days. So as I said, there's the carbonized strip, and you can see it's relatively clean compared to the top of the fader. It's amazingly clean. So I gave the wiper blades plus the rod a clean in an ultrasonic bath just to get it really clean. You can see the gunk actually coming off there. Obviously some of that's lubricant, but there's also a lot of dirt coming straight off that. So that's the end of part 3. Next time we'll do some more strips, we'll do the teardown of the last part of the console, and I'll actually start restoring the base so we can rebuild. Thanks for watching.